Hello and welcome to this floor-based practice focusing on the energy of the legs. You will want a strap. If you don't have a strap, then you can use a dog leash, a few neckties, or a towel. So take your item and come onto your back. And as you lie back, bring your knees into your chest. Give your legs a squeeze, press the lower back into the ground. Take a moment to arrive. So you're being conscious and patient and interested in the experience that is unfolding for you right now. How does your body feel? Where are you noticing sensation? Where are you noticing effort? And where are you noticing ease? Give your legs a little stir. We're intentionally pressing the low back into the ground. And then pull your right leg in and send your left leg long. So your leg can straighten and rest on the ground, or you can have a bend to your knee and place your foot on the ground. And what I'd like you to do is just take your right thigh and move it around. So stir the thigh. Imagine your right thigh is like a wooden spoon and you are navigating all the ways in which the thigh can move. You're stirring, taking it across the center of the body, taking it away from the center of the body, bringing it towards you, bringing it further away from you. So you're just getting a sense of your available range of motion. We'll switch sides. So we'll take the left leg in and take a little time to navigate and stir on this side. And we're not trying to get anywhere. We're not seeking any aesthetic goals. We are just tuning into the body and observing where the natural boundaries are. So the intention is never to push beyond any stopping point or any boundary. The intention is to always work with what we have. Send both legs long. Interlace your fingers and press the palms up overhead as you push your legs forward. So it's like you're tractioning yourself, giving yourself as much length as possible. And take another breath in and breathing out. And then we're going to head into the Flamenco series. So you're going to start by bending your knees, take your strap, your dog leash or your towel, and loop the bottom of your right foot. And as you loop the bottom of the right foot, you can hold both sides of your strap or band or towel in whatever way allows you to do so without overly efforting or taxing in the hands. Start with a bend to your leg and then play with pushing your foot into your strap. And what you're doing here is you're simply testing the angle at which you can have a straight leg. So my foot goes up towards the ceiling, and that's really me playing the edge of my sensation here. So when my foot goes straight up towards the ceiling, I feel a good amount of sensation in the back of my leg, my hamstring, even my calf. I feel a little bit behind my knee. Now, if I were to change the angle and let my leg come a little more forward, so more where the wall and the ceiling meet, I feel less sensation on the back of my leg, and I'm able to get the leg pretty straight. So I'm going to suggest finding the placement for you where you feel, let's say, I don't know, 60 to 70% of effort in the back of your leg. So you don't want to be at 100% of sensation on a scale of 1 to 10. You don't want to be at a 10. You want to be a little, let's say about 30% less. Next, we're going to hold. So you're going to find the position that where you can keep the legs straight and active. So you're pushing your foot into your strap actively. So you're bringing some tension with how you're holding the strap and how you're pushing the foot into the strap. The left leg can bend or it can straighten. And you can let your left hand rest on your body. And we stay here for, going for about a minute or so in every variation. So again, we are pushing, we're being active in the leg, we're being very precise in the leg, feeling the spread along the back of the leg. We spend a lot of our time in flexion, meaning we tend to have a bend to the knee. We often sleep with the legs bent. We walk about with a lot of bend to the knees. So it's a good opportunity to spread the back of the leg when we're able to. Take one more breath here. And now transfer your straps over to your right hand. And from here, we're going to abduct the leg. So we're going to take the leg out to the side. And as you do so, let your right arm, the back of your right arm, rest on the ground. And I've got the wall pretty close to me, so I'm going to leverage my foot against the wall. So if you have a wall or furniture nearby, you might find that that is an interesting place to stay. Your leg can also hang out in the kind of in air, and you can even put a pillow or a bolster on the outside of your thigh to play your edge in whatever way you need to. Your left leg can be bent or straight. And now the intention is to, continuing to work with the straight leg, bring some sense of awareness along the inner line of your right leg, pushing your foot into your strap and lengthening the leg, finding that resistance. I'm going to take 2 more cycles of breath. And then we're going to bring the leg up. Now this time you're going to transfer the strap over to your left hand, and your hips are going to be in touch with the ground. You can try straightening your left leg. And now as you're holding your strap with your left hand, take your right hand to your right thigh and simply guide your thigh inward. So there's internal rotation happening. If you had a pair of hands on your thigh, and those hands were holding your thigh and gently spiraling your thigh counterclockwise, notice what that feels like, especially on the outer aspect of your leg. And then with the leg slightly internally rotated, see what it's like to draw the leg across the center of the body, almost like you're trying to bring your foot towards your opposite shoulder. The amount of movement is going to be minimal, but the impact, what you're likely going to feel, might be relatively loud. So you might be noticing a good amount of sensation in the IT band area and the energy on the outer line of the leg. This is a great place to stay if you find it to be a great place to stay, or you might continue to let the leg come over towards the left and allow your hips to stack. So now the right hip is on top of the left hip. And then here you might even open your right arm out to the side and even turn your head towards the right. Now, while you're in this position, you are intentionally pressing your leg into the strap. So you've got some resistance there, and you're in a spinal twist. Noticing where your edges are, always backing away as you might need to do so. And if anything starts to get too uncomfortable, then we always certainly want to back away and honor those edges. Taking just a few more rounds of breath. And now slowly, with control, bring the leg back up. So the foot is now towards the ceiling. And now we're going to bend the left leg, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can remove your strap and come into eye of the needle or figure 4. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh and gently encourage the thigh towards you. As you do so, keep some tension in your foot and in your ankle So the sensation goes to your outer hip as opposed to your knee. So if we have a really soft foot, then we might feel more sensation at the knee, the joint that's closest to the limp joint, as opposed to bringing that awareness all the way up to the hip. Taking another few cycles of breath. Now we're accessing the outer right hip. You might find a little bit of movement feels nice. And take one more inhale. As you exhale, unwrap your legs and let your legs go long. Raise your arms up and overhead. You can interlace your fingers. You can point through the feet, roll your ankles a few times. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And then just give your legs a shake. Bring your arms down by your side and pause for a moment before going to the second side, and just take a very slow scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head and sweeping your awareness down the length of the body. And notice simply what you notice. What is the energy like on the right side? Can you sense movement or a direction of energy? Can you sense circulation, activity below the surface of the skin? And take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. We'll go to the other side. So we'll start by looping the strap on the bottom of the left foot and send the leg up. So for about a minute or so, we'll simply test. You're just taking your leg for a test drive. Bend and straighten. Explore the angles that are working best for you. And if lying on your back, I should have said this at the beginning, but if lying on your back is feeling like it's a challenge, then prop yourself up. Give your torso a bit more of an angle. Support your spine, support your head. I've taught this form for a long time, for years, and I've always loved this sequence, whether it's at the beginning of a practice or it's the beginning of a workout or it is the end of the day. I often save this for the end of the day just because it's easy enough to do because you're already on your back. So I encourage you to play with this and incorporate it into your routine. Let's now take the strap over, hold the strap with both hands, and now we'll come into a more static position. Your right leg is either straight or bent, and we are aiming for a fully straight leg here. You're pushing your foot into the strap. I've got the strap around my knuckles so I don't have to grip so firmly with my fingers. I want you to imagine that you're pushing your foot through the strap, almost like you're breaking the strap with your foot, and the leg is powerful here. We're seeking this elongation. So the name of this series is the Flamenco series, and people often confuse this for the big pink long-legged bird of the flamingo, the flamingo. But the flamenco name derives from an art form from southern Spain. And you may have seen flamenco dancers. There's percussion involved, and there's very precise movements of the legs and feet. So that's where this name comes from. You're going to take your leg now out to the side. You'll be holding the strap with your left hand, and your right leg can remain straight or bent. And again, we're pushing the foot into the strap. So the leg is not flopped out on the ground. The leg is hovering off of the ground. I will often see in person, sometimes we'll come into this position and then there's just this kind of flopping out to the side. So use your arm. You've got to use a little bit of upper body resilience to hold the leg in place. And you're using your leg against the strap to bring about circulation, energy right along the inner aspect of the leg. You might even notice the back of the leg as well. The back of your left arm resting on the ground, particularly the tricep, supporting and acting as an anchor here. Let's lift the leg up and now transfer the strap to your right hand. And you can straighten your left leg, rather your right leg, and then push your foot in towards the strap, and then imagine the pair of hands is internally rotating your thigh, and then encourage the leg across the center of the body and towards the direction of your shoulder. Never means that it's going to get there. My foot is like 5 years away from my shoulder, but we're moving in that direction. What do you notice along the outer seam? And then our twist brings us into, I'm going to adjust on my mat here. We're going to stack the hips and then open the arm out to the side. And play with the items you have within the conditions you're in, wall space or furniture, using leverage in whatever way you can. So feeling into the combination of strength and ease, what is focused, what is activated. Are you able to soften in any way? Take one more breath. Slowly lift the leg up, and then our final iteration, crossing the ankle over the thigh, coming into our eye of the needle. So keeping your left leg active, toes towards the shin, and the movement of the leg towards the upper body increases not only the flexion of the hip, but the degree of external rotation. So it's this externally rotated positioning that targets this, the outer hip, the hip stabilizers. Noticing the edge of sensation you're playing with. How you're holding your face, how you're letting the breath move through you. And take one more round of breath here. And then as you're ready, releasing the legs, let your legs go long and reach your arms up and overhead. Take a few yawns, sigh, make some noise out through your mouth, roll your wrists and your ankles. And then the very last thing we'll do is a little jellyfish movement. Bring your arms and legs up and then just give your arms and your legs a little shake, aiding in the lymphatic return. And then send your legs down, arms come down, and take a few moments to integrate. Feel the energy moving through you. Feel your natural breath and feel the support from the ground. And stay here for a few moments before moving on to your next activity. And thank you for joining in this flamenco series. Be well.